Hi there guys, how's it going? Just a quickie today. Basically, there's a couple of people who've been having issues welding to sort of two pistons. So this is the setup here. You got two pistons set up here and two pistons set up here. They are the same height. I know what it looks like, but they are the same height. Let's show you for this way first. So obviously you're trying to weld this beam up on this piston so it connects to the other piston, and it doesn't work, okay? So if you watched my last welding video, I told you that the solution to fix this was to run a kind of beam to connect these 2 points up, because the game sees these as two different entities. It needs to see it as one piece before it'll weld together. So you've probably gone in and gone, okay, so that's great. Grab my bit of wood, put it up here, bam, the right way, right? And it's still not working. It's simply because you got to look at it like welding static parts to movable parts. Okay, so what do I mean by that is, the wooden block is a static part, the piston is a moving part. Whichever side you decide to weld to, so if I decide to weld to this side, that understands what you're trying to do. You're trying to weld to this piston. However, at the other end, it's not a solid object because you've got technically one movable part, two movable parts. Does that make sense? So down at this end, you're on the final one. You're on the very end, but the game can't work out what's going on here because it's separated by two moving parts. The solution to this is really something easy, and you've got to weld the two pistons together. We'll take off this piston here, this piston here. So now this is the same. So this is stationary part, static part into a moving part, static part into a moving part. It's exactly the same both sides. So now if we grab the beam, bam the beam up, you saw it was welded there. So now if we squeeze this, you see it moves both ends. We can connect this to both ends. Bada bing, bada boom, jobs are good. And so we know that that is working. We can confirm that is working. Then you get your second piston, put your second piston on, and then just simply grab your weld tool, throw that up there, bash and bash. You've got the two pistons connected, and we'll prove that to you because we'll remove these blocks before we even look if the pistons are connected. We'll remove these blocks, and we'll remove this block. So now this is a single entity, this is a single entity. The only thing sticking them together is this post that we were struggling to weld before. So from this controller, we can join these up. As you can see, this line is still attached. Bosh, this is still attached. You've basically got to convince the game that what you're welding to is a single object. Every time you put a piston, for example, or a bearing, the next piece after it is seen as a different part. It's confusing, I understand, and I appreciate that, but it's a different part. An easy way to kind of try and explain this is pistons don't have any collision. What we mean by that is, if I set this piston all the way up to 15, look, and extend it, you can walk through the bar itself. This isn't a solid thing, so it doesn't have any collision. You can drive through an open piston or this sort of thing. You won't hit it. So just kind of keep that in mind, I guess, that anything that you build on here is kind of separate to this structure. It's connected by the piston, but it's separate. It's confusing, I understand, but that's what the issue is there. I hope that helps anybody that's stuck on this kind of thing anyway. Thank you very much. Take it easy. Bye for now. Bye, guys!